look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, in this particular reaction video, what I will be discussing with you is the fact that over 100,000 Black American women lost their jobs, and all of them have had a very difficult time trying to find employment. And we're going to dive deep in that. Give me a second as I put it on your screen. Boom. Now, this is one of those women who lost their job. I want you to hear what she has to say. Let's get it.
By May 8th, 2025, 106,000 Black women lost their jobs, including me. And those of us that's been out here trying to find work again, it's basically just been non-existent. And I'm starting to feel like this is by design. Because there are over 100,000 women, Black women like me, who have the same story, who has applied for over 300 plus jobs and just not getting it, not getting any replies. There's just no feedback. Or you get the emails that says, hey, we have chosen someone else that has been more qualified for the job. Even though my experience and my education fits the job description perfectly.
Ooh-wee. Now, let me talk about this. I'm going to tell you why this is a good thing. Because it's making women understand that they are not an island unto themselves. All this stuff about, excuse me, my allergies. All this stuff about all I need is an education. All I need is a skill set and a career. And I can take care of myself. I don't need a man to help me. I don't need a man to lead, guide, protect, or provide for me. Because I'm a man my damn self. I could do anything a man can do. I can step out of my feminine energy and become masculine at any given time. Okay? What this shows you is that women have placed their faith in their well-being and future into something that has no power. They believe that education, skill sets, and career is going to give them everything they want in life. And it makes it to where they are hyper independent and don't need no one. But now that the system, now that they have lost their jobs and they took away the power of the career, took away the power of the skill set, took away the power of the education, the degrees. Now they are left standing alone in the cold without a man to provide shelter over them. Without a man to place them underneath his umbrella of masculinity, which would be provision and protection. Now she's on TikTok with other women, over 100,000 plus, who have lost their jobs, who are fearful of the future because they are living in uncertainty at this moment. Let's keep going.
And I don't know what I'm going to do. This is the first time in a long time that I am actually starting to panic. You know, I came from nothing. I came from the bottom of the barrel. And I spent years building myself, educating myself, paying my way through college, going through a lot of experience to get to where I was in my career. For it just to be snatched away. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. I am facing homelessness. I'm about to lose my car. I can't pay on my credit card, so my credit is about to take a severe hit. Dashing is not enough. It's just not enough money. There's so many people that are out here unemployed just like me. There's a lot of us that are out there. And the little money that I did have in savings, I used that to help my daughter move here. And it just, as a mother, I'm panicking because she didn't ask for this, you know.
Now, not at any given time did she make mention of having a husband. Not any time. She's worried about losing her home, car, and also extreme damages to her credit. She had to go into her savings to try to help her own flesh and blood move down there. She door dashes, and that's not enough to cover the expenses of her living her life. That's because this woman has been doing it all by herself and failed to be a woman who's married. Now, two heads are better than one sometimes, like they say. When you are in a relationship, when one falls, the other one is supposed to help the other. When you have more than just yourself, when you have a husband, you have someone you can fall back on if he's a good man. I guarantee you that if she was married to a good man who's about his business, who is also productive, she would not be as fearful and anxious as she is now about her future. Right now, she is walking on the path of uncertainty. She don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. She don't know how long she's going to have food in the refrigerator. She don't know what she's going to drive, if she's going to have to take public transportation after they repossess her car, where she's going to stay after they foreclose on her house if she has a mortgage, or after they put her out. How is she going to be able to get anything when her credit is bad? Again, if women would prioritize finding good, decent men and take away some of the unreasonable expectations and standards, which is really demands when it comes to women. They demand that a man make six figures or more. If they remove this unrealistic expectation in men and really go look for men that are suited for them, who are good men, then they wouldn't go through some of these experiences. I'm not saying that they would never go through shit like this. I'm just saying that the blow of the situation that they're dealing with would not be so forceful. It wouldn't hurt as much because there'd be a cushion, there'd be a man there who is your husband that can help you along the way until you get back on your feet. Now this woman is going to become a burden to friends and family members because she's going to need money, places to stay, and transportation, which means she quite possibly may become a burden to her daughter when she moved down here. But here's the thing. How much help or assistance can she receive from her daughter if the mother herself had to go in her own pockets to move her down there? That means that the daughter didn't have enough money to move herself down there. So what is she going to do? What is she going to do?
There's no way that I can ask my 20-something-year-old daughter to care for her able-bodied mother who cannot find a job. I am trying to keep myself sane by humor, trying to keep myself busy with various things. But there's only so much that you can keep up the mask before you start breaking. And when you have come out of a situation that you don't want to go back to, it puts you in a mental state, because I don't want to go back to homelessness. I don't want to go back to I just don't want to go back to that. And I thought I'd done everything I could to prevent that from happening again. I've lived on the streets before. I slept in parks before. I've walked the streets for hours when I used to be homeless. And that's why I worked so hard to put myself in a position to not go there again. I even got rejected I applied to be a cashier, a cook at a McDonald's. And the manager told me that I should be ashamed of applying for that position because I would be taking that job from other people who doesn't have the experience as I do.
Now you see her crying. Now let me tell you that the tears in her eyes tells you what type of dick that she had between her thighs. She did not have the right man knock her up and get her pregnant. All right. Now, her being homeless, you said in the past, walking the streets. Now, I'm going to tell you something that many people don't want to hear. I would not be surprised that that woman was selling coochie on the streets when she was homeless. There are a lot of women who are homeless out of desperation who sell coochie and turn to prostitution. And I'm not going to say that she won't do that again. One thing I've learned in life, that desperate people will do anything to get out that position, even if it's just one time.
I don't give a damn what kind of job it is. I'm just trying to work to keep my head afloat and to keep myself off the street. I have nobody. It's just me. And I had to prepare my daughter for what I see coming. And as long as she's okay, I don't care about, I do care about going back to the street. I don't want to go back to the street. But as long as she's okay, then I know I'll be okay. As long as she has a roof over her head, even if I don't have. And I think it's by design, because every single job that I have applied for, I can count on one hand of how many interviews that I've been to. And the interviews were stellar. I come out feeling good. I'm like, oh, I got this, blah, blah, blah. To only get an email saying that, hey, we don't choose you for the position, choose somebody else. I even had 2 interviews set up to where the interviewers didn't even show up. So, yeah.
Okay, now let me tell you something. It amazes me how today's modern day women, black women in particular, as a result of their own bad decisions, they love to play the victim, no matter what it is. It's all by design, as if corporate America and Americans in power has came together and plotted on specifically over 100,000 black women to lose their jobs. As if all these people who don't know each other, who said, all right, when she put the application in, be sure not to let her get the job. What you're going through is life, for one. The other thing that you're going through is you're suffering the repercussions of you not being married to a man. You are suffering because you chose not to try to develop a nuclear black family. Now you have a daughter who gonna also be stressed out because she ain't gonna want her mama out there in them damn streets, which means mama gonna move in with that daughter. Now remember, she said she ain't got nobody, so I guess she ain't got no family. I don't know. But one thing for sure, most likely, something gonna go on between her and her daughter. Now, if her daughter's a roommate to somebody else, that's a different matter. This woman had made a bad decision. Bad decision. Now, you come on TikTok, you might get you a GoFundMe account. Help me, please. I'm a musty back heifer who decided to not get married, who decided to let someone beat up this coochie and allow me to bring children into this world, and thought I would do good for marriage. Yeah, there it is. You ain't got to agree with me. That's just my point of view. Can you dig it? Now, do me a favor, hit that notification bell. Once you do that, select the option that says all. That way you will be informed of all my new content. I'll get y'all a holler later on. Y'all take it easy now, yeah?